Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 14. Āpanna samsmritim ghoram yannāma vivasho grunan tatas sadhyo vimuccheta yadbhibheti svayam bhayam. Apannaha, being entangled, samsmritim, in the hurdle of birth and death, ghoram, too complicated, yet what? Nama, the absolute name, vivashaha, unconsciously, grinan, chanting, tataha, from that, sadhyaha, at once, vimuccheta, gets freedom, yet that which, bhiveti, fears, swayam, personally, bhayam, fear itself. Translation. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Purport. Vasudeva, or Lord Kṛṣṇa, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller of everything. There is no one in creation who is not afraid of the rage of the Almighty. Great asuras like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, and others who were very powerful living entities were all killed by the personality of Godhead. And the Almighty Vasudeva has empowered his name with the powers of his personal self. Everything is related to him, and everything has its identity in him. It is stated here that the name of Krishna is feared even by fear personified. This indicates that the name of Krishna is not different from Krishna. Therefore, the name of Krishna is as powerful as Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. There is no difference at all. Anyone, therefore, can take advantage of the holy names of Lord Sri Krishna even in the midst of the greatest dangers. The transcendental name of Krishna, even though uttered unconsciously or by force of circumstances, can help one attain freedom from the hurdle of birth and death. Scroll up to the verse. Āpannaha samsmritim ghoram yannāma vivasho gruna tatas satyo vimuccheta yadbhibheti svayam bhayam. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Scroll down the purport. So this verse is talking about the glories of the holy name. Krishna and his holy name both are one and the same. The fear personified is afraid of Krishna as well as Krishna's holy name. So Srila Prabhupada in his purport is saying, Vasudeva or Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller of everything. He is the controller, master, maintainer of everybody, everything. There is no one in creation who is not afraid of the rage of the Almighty. Everybody is afraid. In fact, Vedas are saying that because of the fear of Krishna, the wind blows and the rain falls and so on. Great asuras like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa and others who were very powerful living entities were killed by the personality of Godhead. Why particularly these names are taken, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu and Kamsa? Because they have challenged the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why. Even these powerful asuras are destroyed, are killed by the personality of Godhead. Then what to speak of other tiny asuras? And the Almighty Vasudeva has empowered his name with the powers of his personal self. So Krishna and his name are not different, and he empowered his name. So that if we say Krishna and the personality Krishna, both are one and the same. Everything is related to him and everything has its identity in him. And in this world, either material world or spiritual world, everything is related to Krishna. There is nothing separate or independent of Krishna. Everything has its existence only because of Krishna. And everything has its identity in him. Everything is coming from him. So ultimately, the source of everything is Lord Krishna. He himself says in Bhagavad-gītā, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate. So I am the source of all material and spiritual, everything that is material and spiritual, and everything emanates from me. Krishna himself declares. It is stated herein that the name of Krishna is feared even by fear personified. We also hear that fear personified. Actually, whenever we say fear personified, fear, who is that person? It is, some say it is death, some say it is Yamarāja. There is no fear God. It is Yamarāja or the death, addressed as fear personified. Everybody is afraid of Yamarāja. Everybody is afraid of death. But Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad-gītā, Kalosmi loke kshayakrut pravrutte. I am actually in the form of Kala, eternal Kala. I devour everybody in due course of time. So, fear personified is afraid of Krishna as well as his holy name. We see in the 6th canto the discussion between Yamarāja and Yamadūtas. Yamarāja himself is telling, oh, why did you bring? Why were you trying to bring Ajāmila? That's wrong, because he chanted the holy name. Then they were asking so many questions and answers. Finally, he said that anybody even unconsciously chant the holy name of the Lord, you should not bring them. They are devotees of the Lord, and I don't have my jurisdiction. In fact, I am afraid of those devotees. We cannot even touch them, and we should also be. So that is what probably Prabhupada is referring here. This indicates that the name of Krishna is not different from Krishna. Yeah. Because Krishna has empowered his holy name, and fear personified is afraid of the holy name. That means anybody chants the holy name, fear personified will not try to fear them. So this verse is indicating that Krishna and his holy name are not different. So the same thing that is told in the Bhakti Shastras multiple times about this particular thing. Nāma-saṅkīrtana Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Siddho Nityamukto Abhinnatvam Nama-naminau. Nama and Namini, there is no difference. Both are one and the same. In case of the spiritual things, and especially Krishna. And Krishna's name is like Chintamani, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So one is that is full of consciousness, rasa, and it has form. Because Krishna's holy name is identical with Krishna, the form of the holy name is the form of Krishna. Yeah. The sound vibration is Krishna himself. So there is no difference. It is told in multiple places. Therefore, the name of Krishna is as powerful as Lord Krishna himself. So both are equally powerful. There is no difference at all. They are one and the same. There is no difference at all. Anyone, therefore, can take advantage of the holy names of Lord Sri Krishna even in the midst of the greatest dangers. You are trying to pray to the Lord and remembering the Lord. But chanting the holy name of the Lord is as good as being with the Lord. And even in the greatest danger, one can take advantage simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. The transcendental name of Krishna, even though uttered unconsciously or by force of circumstances, can help one obtain freedom from the hurdle of birth and death. Not only fully consciously, but unconsciously, semi-consciously, as if joking, or somebody while falling down, if they say the name of Krishna, there is a verse in 6th canto, one will be benefited, one will come out of the hurdle of birth and death. The great example is Ajāmila, because Ajāmila chanted the holy name of the Lord unconsciously. At the same time, there is a warning, one cannot chant the holy name of the Lord with the offenses, aparadhas. Because if one is making consciously offenses and then trying to chant the holy name of the Lord to get rid of the offenses, that is not the correct attitude. But if unconsciously, semi-consciously, or whatever way one chants the holy name of the Lord, he will get out of the hurdle of birth and death. Hare Krishna.